Good afternoon, skiers and snowboarders. It is Saturday, February the 8th at about 1:40 p.m. And as you can see here on the ridge here, this is looking at Winter Place ski area in West Virginia. And the temperatures there are chilly enough, as you can tell, cold enough, that we're getting some frosting on the trees here. And in fact, in some of the other locations, I'm going to skip around for just a moment and then come back to more of a organized trek down the ski mountains. But you can see here at the base of Snowshoe, we've got icicles over the camera here, and of course some frosting in the trees as well. So we get a mixed bag of tricks really across the region right now. As you look down into the North Carolina skiers, I'll show you, for example, Beech Mountain, where the skies are certainly clouding up, but there's no precipitation falling as yet, as meteorologist Brad Panovich shared with us a day and a half or so ago the skiers' forecast for this weekend. Look at this guy here with he's not wearing a coat, so he's short sleeves. But anyway, as Brad shared, we're looking for a bit of a wet weekend, although here we are 2/3 of the way through Saturday, and North Carolina, we're not seeing much in the way of precipitation. But it is coming, and across certain portions of the region, we're already seeing it. Look at the crowd here at the base of Beech Mountain Resort at Beech Mountain, North Carolina. So pretty crowded. But again, the conditions are kind of all over the place. I'll show you here. This is Canaan Valley, where you're already seeing a little bit of moisture on the camera, a little bit of raindrops here and there. I think this camera's location here, you can see it's starting to deteriorate underneath the lift lines, but I don't even see they're there. The lifts are going now. But the conditions are great. As you're looking at the actual slopes here, plenty of base depth, plenty of coverage. And I want to share that as you look at the snow report on skisoutheast.com, check it out. Most every ski area has got all of their slopes open with quite a bit of base and good side-to-side coverage. We're looking at Timberline right now here in Davis, West Virginia, and they're 100% open, as is, I think, Snowshoes, maybe one or two trails short of being 100% open. Same thing really across the board. Appalachian's 100%. Beech, I think, is only down one or two slopes from being 100% open. Ditto that for Cataloochee. Sugar, I think, is 100% open. So just keep in mind, lots of slopes, lots of good conditions. Yeah, they might be soft, and yes, they're going to deteriorate a little bit, as we do have some flood warnings out. In fact, if I showed you some of the, let me flip around here to some of the other cameras, you'll see here that this is a live shot at Wintergreen Resort in Wintergreen, Virginia, and we have a low cloud, foggy, rainy, misty mess kind of going on, but it doesn't seem to be holding off the crowds that much. But we are starting to see the effects of this wet weather and a bit milder weather that we've had here recently. This is a live shot at Wisp Resort, where we're getting a little bit of those, we'll call them slightly underdeveloped snow. It is icy kind of rain. Light mist, but that's probably going to pick up in intensity just a little bit. We've got some flood warnings. We do have, we've seen some snowflakes fall, but we're seeing a mixed bag of tricks, and it's not the prettiest conditions. And as Brad Panovich shared in his skiers forecast video, it's not going to get any better over the next few days. We do see some chances for freezing rain and a mixed bag of wintry weather, possibly even some snow coming in middle of the week, but it does look like to be a mostly rain event, except at some of the highest elevations, and even those are probably going to get more rain than anything else. Might get some freezing rain. But as we get into next week, and a lot of people have been asking me, looking at the Valentine's Day weekend and President's Day weekend coming up, they're asking me a lot about that. And if you look 9 days out, Brad's already forecasting, as are most of the other meteorologists across the region, that we should be seeing a change back over to a colder and even a snowy pattern, with possibly some significant snow going into next weekend, perhaps that President's Day Sunday, which would be, I guess, the 17th. So just keep that in mind. Things are looking pretty cold and snowy, and there's a lot of base depth, so it looks like things might see a bit more deterioration of snow base, base depths and things like that. Might see a trail closure here and there. We just really haven't had that prolonged thaw, and we're getting that a little bit right now, as well as some rain. But you can see the sun's breaking out here. This is at Appalachian Ski Mountain. Looks like they've got some really good jumps here set up on the terrain park area. Got some really good mounds there. So, but anyway, good conditions. You can see it at good side-to-side coverage. You are starting to see some of the sides coming in just a little bit, and it's just been such a phenomenal January and really the first week of February, that the conditions are just amazing. Maybe a little soft out, but that's great for carving. But the conditions are quite nice for right now, and yes, we're liable to start seeing some more deterioration as we come up into some less than admirable, less than pristine weather coming up between now and say next Wednesday, Thursday. So the next few days, we may see a little bit of more rain, more freezing rain, and more kind of nasty conditions. But the slopes are going to hold up. It looks like next weekend we get cold coming back in. Lots of snowmaking. Could see some snowmaking even Tuesday night, Wednesday night, possibly Thursday up around the West Virginia mountains. A bit colder there. So snowmaking should kick in at various resorts, and then in earnest as we get into Thursday of next week. And the cold will also combine with some moisture to bring in some snowstorms. We're seeing some exaggerated reports of heavy snow and a train of snow events coming in back to back to back. I don't know how much we need to put any stock in any of that. We'll leave it up to Brad Panovich and professionals to kind of guide us in that respect. But looks like conditions are going to be great for the second half of February, and then of course we have all of March still here in the ski season. So let me just kind of take you north to south now and just give you the whole tour. This is the snow tubing park. They've got a big line up here, you can tell, waiting to come down this phenomenal sledding hill there at Wisp Resort in Maryland. Here's a straight on shot where you can see those the little bit of rain droplets kind of hitting. You can tell it's hit and miss, so it shouldn't be deterring the skiers. And you can see every chair going up is full, so it looks like people are enjoying the heck out of Wisp Resort. I will tell you real quick before I show you Ober Mountain in Tennessee, things are starting to kind of deteriorate there. You can see a little bit milder, and certainly less cold. They haven't had the snowmaking that we've had, but it looks like this tubing hill's doing quite well, and they can manufacture snow over there without cold temperatures, so that's looking really good. The rest of the slopes are kind of starting to see a little wear and tear, and you might see more of that as we go into the next few days, and then, as I said, next weekend things kick back up pretty good. I've already shown you a little bit of the cloudy, rainy, overcast slope side here at Wintergreen, so I'm not going to belabor that. Let's go to the summit of Massanutten in Virginia, where you're going to see almost a whiteout of fog, low hanging clouds. Here's a base shot at Massanutten. A little less foggy. You can see it's up here, but good crowds. You can tell here at the base of Massanutten, so things look really great there. The homestead, I was looking at it a little while ago, seems to have some kind of a tent or a vent structure up right at the deck, so we're not going to prolong a shot here. Bryce Resort camera was not working a little while ago. Winter Place, nice shot. You can see again the Rhine ice, the frost is cold enough that It's icing on the tips and tops of the trees. Looks like conditions there are quite nice, good and carvable. This camera usually pans across and will show us another couple of great views. I may leave it here for one more moment. Not really seeing that come around right now. Timberline, I had a nice look at the crowd. Good conditions there. You can tell that lift line might look long, probably no more than 15 minutes. That's a pretty elite and well organized and fast ticketing system and gate system there at Timberline Mountain. So they've got things going great there. Looks like a great crowd though, quite busy, no question about it. I'll go over to Skidder up at Snowshoe, where you're going to see a little bit of that same upper foggy, cloudy conditions. I was noticing down on the base of Snowshoe down at the boathouse, it was raining a little bit, freezing rain. So there that is again. Let's get over to Canaan Valley, where I'll show you. This is, just great conditions. Looking down at the resort's mid-station camera, looking down the slopes there. This was all just a week or so. This whole valley was covered in significant snowfall, 2 feet at one time, and it's kind of deteriorated over the last week or so, certainly. But good conditions there. I'm going to show you a very crowded base at Sugar Mountain. Long lift lines there, and those aren't going to go quite as quick, even though that's a 6-man chair, but the wait shouldn't be too terribly long. But good crowds. Looks like a little bit of cloudiness and sunny skies trying to break through that. Apologize for the quality of the camera. It's not ours, but we have access to it. We'll look at the Sugar Ski and Country Club camera. A lot nicer. You can see some blue skies there. Sunny at the top of Sugar Ski and Country Club. Say hi to my buddy Ron Kent, who lives right there. Anyway, great conditions there. And looks like soft snow, carnival snow. People in long sleeve shirts only. Looks like a phenomenal day. I looked at the temperature just a bit ago, outside my front door of my home, which I'm probably 10 minutes from Sugar here, and it's 64 degrees. So I imagine it's right at 60 right now at top of Sugar, maybe in the upper 50s. So there you go. Pretty good conditions there. Hatley Point, things are starting to creep in on the sides here a little bit. I'm not sure exactly why, but they're going to make snow the way they're going to make snow, and for some reason they weren't making snow at some of the cold opportunities. We're not exactly sure. It could be water, it could be some guidance from the mountain managers or whatever, but looks like a great crowd there, and it looks like the primary slope conditions in the main portions, the core portions of the slopes. I think they've got 7 or 8 slopes open today, and looks like good conditions on those, and people are enjoying the heck out of it. We'll show you the Cataloochee lift camera. This looks down at upper Oh My Gosh. Looks like things are starting to thin out here just a bit, but again, the core trail is looking pretty good. Looks like a little bit more deterioration than I thought it might have been up there, but pretty good all in all. Here's the base Cataloochee, where we've got quite a good crowd there enjoying the bottom of the mountain. Then we'll give you a good shot over at the sledding hill at Beech Mountain, and you're going to see, look at all the cars. It is a pretty much a mass of humanity, and really has been at Beech Mountain and the base of Sugar as we've watched it over the last couple of weekends. Massive amount of crowds. Looks like the sledding hill is just about done until they get colder air coming back in next weekend. Looks like they've got very little snow left there on the sledding hill. The town of Beech runs that sledding hill with the assistance of Ski Beach or Beech Mountain Resort, offering them the snowmaking capabilities. Here's a good profile shot at the side of Beech, coming down upper and lower Shawnee down, and conditions look quite nice there. Sunny, no drizzle or anything hit there quite yet, so things are looking pretty doggone good. Here's a shot at the Summit camera. Great to get that back up and running last week, and looks like good soft carvable snow. You could tell it there the way his skis were kicking it. Really good conditions, lots of base. And as I said, I think all but 2 trails are open. I haven't looked, but I'm going to assume maybe Oz is one of those trails that's not open today. I guess I could look real fast. Hold on, and I shall probably be able to tell you. I don't know what just happened there, guys. Sorry. Beach. Yeah, they've got 15 of 17 open right now. So I'm going to assume one of those that shut down for today would be, if I had to bet, would be what they call now, I guess, the Western Bowl or the West Bowl. Let's double check here real quick. No, actually West Bowl is open. And in fact, they're actually claiming on the website that all trails are open. So maybe 17 of 17 are open today. So it looks like I may have misspoke, and all of them are reportedly have been groomed. That would have been this morning. So apologize for a little bit of a misstep. Looked like maybe when we did the updated snow report this morning, when Jen updated it, it was 15 of 17. But it does look like, at least on Beach's website, they are reporting every trail as being open. We'll have to work on getting a camera on that backside because it's such a popular trail, the old Oz Run, which is now called the West Bowl. But anyway, great conditions there. And then, of course, I've already shown you. We'll end with Appalachian Ski Mountain looking pretty doggone good as well. So there's your tour for February the 8th. Plenty of snow, lots of trails open. Looks like we're going to have to weather the weather or some lack of cold and snow for the next 2 or 3 days, maybe a day or so longer. And then as we get into approaching next weekend, things should turn cold. Some snowmaking should kick in at a lot of the ski mountains, and certainly all of them by the weekend, next weekend. And got some significant natural snowfall to boot coming in behind that, which will be good and well timed to kind of pretty things up as we get into Valentine's Day weekend and then President's Day weekend. So things look pretty good. Thumbs up, keep thinking cold and snow. And also, keep in mind, if you will, visit Ski Southeast, check out the Ski Southeast Summit. We're going to be hosting at Snowshoe Mountain in West Virginia on February 28th. I guess that's February 27th, 28th, and March 1st. We'll be hosting that at Snowshoe Mountain. You'll see that information on the front page of Ski Southeast. We're going to be arranging for some nice Ski Southeast hoodies and sweatshirts and maybe some beanies that are available for attendees. So if you're interested in that, be sure to register. Right now, we've got kind of a low number, but we're still 2.5, almost 3 weeks out. So we're hoping to see that number inflate pretty quickly here. So stay tuned, and we'll be reporting more tomorrow as I take over the first tracks for Sunday. And then hope you guys have a phenomenal afternoon, evening, and stay well. If you're not on the slopes, if you are, enjoy the heck out of them. If you're not, stay well.